Lord Lieutenant, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, welcome to Peterborough Sailability. Can I ask the Lord Lieutenant to present to James Hopgood on behalf of Peterborough Sailability the award? Thank you.
I want to give you a quick resume first about the award, what it means, because many of you won't know why you're sitting there, what the award means, and actually how it was won, and actually how special it is to actually be awarded this award by Her Majesty the Queen. And for me it's enormously special because since I became Lord Lieutenant in April last year, this is the very first Queen's Award for Voluntary Service that I have awarded. Last year in the county we didn't have any winners. This year we have 2 winners and they're both in Peterborough, and you're about 8 miles from each other, so the other one is the railway. There's obviously something in the water here and I'm not sure what it is, but it definitely works. It's not blue-green algae, I don't think, either. So I want to go, what is the award? How do you get the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service? Why it's presented by the Lord Lieutenant? What is the Lord Lieutenant, or who is the Lord Lieutenant? And your reward for winning, and why did you actually win it? Why did you stand out from the crowd, and why were you selected to be one of those recipients this year? The Queen's Award for Voluntary Service is seen as the MBE for voluntary service and the highest national award for volunteer groups in the United Kingdom. It recognises outstanding work done in people's own communities. The award was created in 2002 to celebrate the anniversary of the Queen's coronation. To be eligible, volunteers will provide or support a service that provides social, economic and environmental benefit to the local community. It should be recognised and respected as a really positive example of excellence, even if the volunteers themselves don't recognise how good they are and how much they're appreciated while others do. And that's very often the case with people who selflessly give of their time. The majority of the group, but not all of them, must be volunteers, and the group of at least 2 will have existed for at least 3 years. Well, we know that this group has been, you have about 60 volunteers, you've been going for more like 14 years, I think. So you well exceeded the criteria. You have to have a nominator, and I now know who that is, and it came from the University of the Third Age. Letters from 2 people who support your nomination and are independent from the group. Someone who benefits from the group's work, someone who is aware of the group's work, and the letters must include how the group helps the community. The nominators, or the nominations, are validated by deputy lieutenants, and if I introduce Andrew Riddington on my far left and Neil McKittrick, I asked these 2 gentlemen to come and check out the credentials. Not that we don't believe the University of the Third Age, we do, but actually this is such a high award, we only want to give it to exceptional people. So they ask from London that we send out people on the ground to check. And these guys gave you a big, big tick. And I will read out what they said later. It then is sent to London to be assessed by independent panels who are looking for organisations that stand out from the crowd. The winners every single year, so if you want to become somebody who subscribes to the London Gazette, and I'm not quite sure who does that, but on the 2nd of June every year, the winners of that year's Queen's Award for Voluntary Service are announced, because that is the day of the Queen's official birthday, so that's why it's the 2nd of June. The Lord Lieutenant of the county is asked to make the presentation as the Queen's representative. So what is the Lord Lieutenant? I am the Queen's representative in the county. I'm appointed by the Queen on the advice of the Prime Minister, which, given my previous career as Chief Constable, I think I'm very lucky, because I don't necessarily always get on superbly well with Theresa May, but probably better than I thought, so that was good. My role is I receive the royal family when they come to the county. I oversee the recruitment and the conduct of magistrates. I liaise with the military, both the reserves, the regulars and the cadets. I oversee public awards and honours. and importantly, I promote all parts of the county. Sometimes I think this county is a misunderstood county. Often the focus is in Cambridge, often the focus is around high tech, the university. It doesn't see the great diversity we have in terms of urban and rural. It doesn't see the diversity we have in terms of income, multiculturalism, and I want to make sure that every part of this county is recognised for the things that it does and the great people it actually has in it. So it's not just seen as a uni-centric county. The award that you get, each group receives a certificate which Neil will read out before I present the award. You get a commemorative crystal, which I can assure you is enormously heavy. It might look small, but if you pick it up later, don't drop it because it is very heavy. And you are allowed to have the Queen's Award emblem on your website, stationery, printed material, and I understand there might be something that comes down from that flagpole later to show us that you've got it in places that other people perhaps don't think about. And finally, 2 places are awarded, and 2 lucky people went, I'm sure, this year to a garden party. Anybody go? Yeah. So we had people who went to the garden party. So why did you win it? Okay. This is in a slightly smaller type, so excuse the glasses have to go on. Since it was founded in 2006, Peterborough Sailability succeeded by all possible criteria in meeting a previously unmet need, providing through the use of well-trained and experienced volunteers regular sailing experience for many in the community who would hitherto not have had that opportunity. A wide range of young and old with mental, physical or severe learning difficulties have benefited from facilities and the expertise provided. The charity has trained about 270 sailors and has a hard core of 120 participants. It has 60 rigorously vetted and trained volunteers, and the organisation has been accredited by the Royal Yachting Association. A significant proportion of volunteers are women. Not that that matters, but it's actually really good to say. Apart from reimbursing out-of-pocket expenses, no one benefits financially, and there are no paid staff. An important distinction may be drawn between Peterborough Sailability and other non-local schemes, because the primary object is not to train participants to race, but rather to acquire the skills of sailing according to capability. This differs widely in line with the individual's abilities. The majority of these sailors sail with a buddy, an experienced volunteer, usually on a 2-seater trimaran, and I know I'm going to get to see some of those sailing vessels later, which are equipped to seat the trainee and a buddy side by side. Peterborough Sailability is keen to adapt the craft to meet particular needs. And they gave an example of the one where you can actually take a wheelchair on with a joystick as the trimaran is adapted, so proving that one size doesn't fit all. And also what's extraordinarily valuable is that parents and carers are encouraged to attend and join in, and I'm sure network. The core of volunteers are impressive, and there has been no problem in recruiting or retaining. More attend than are strictly necessary, and all go about their appointed tasks with a minimum of fuss. They're self-disciplined and keen to support the objects of the charity. There is clearly a special bond between them and those who sail with them in this very special organisation. Peterborough Sailability has a vision for the future. It would like to extend its services somewhat to those who currently fall outside the catchment area, and would like to expand the cohort of volunteers to include some younger people. And then finally, Peterborough Sailability is a remarkable organisation which goes the extra mile by giving sailors and potential sailors with disabilities the opportunity to demonstrate application, confidence and teamwork, resulting in sheer enjoyment and achievement. And the most special sentence: the joy in the eye and the smile on the face are apparent to those watching these sailors coming back at the end of a session. And I think if you can do that for anybody, you have definitely succeeded in the aspects of your organisation. To win an award at this level, you have to be exceptional. You have to have exceptional volunteers who have gone the extra mile and some to make a real difference in and to their communities. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind, the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service minds, or the 2 Deputy Lieutenants that came to visit you, that you exceed those requirements in all levels and to a very, very high degree. The county, which I represent, and our residents are extraordinarily proud of your success, and we wish you further success as you take this amazing organisation forward. What I would like to do now is to get Neil to read the certificate, which is actually signed by Her Majesty. So actually, if it does rain, we will stop because it will smudge the ink on the top. So
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lord Lieutenant. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the citation. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of our other realms and territories, Queen, Defender of the Faith, to Peterborough Sailability, providing sailing for disabled people, giving them enjoyment and a feeling of independence. Greeting. We, being cognizant of the said group's outstanding voluntary work in the community, and being desirous of showing our royal favour, do hereby confer upon it the Queen's Golden Jubilee Award for voluntary service by groups in the community 2018 for such period as the group continues to provide its current service, and do hereby give permission for the authorised emblem of the said award to be displayed on the group's letterhead and other public material. Given at our Court of St James under our Royal Sign Manual this 2nd day of June 2018 in the 67th year of our reign. That concludes the citation.
And so it's an amazing achievement. It's recognised nationally and worldwide as the MBE, as I said, for voluntary services, and it gives me the greatest of pleasure to give this to James. Well done, James.